Hey y'all, I'm back. In the beauty industry, we have so many insecurities because everybody looks so perfect. But the reality is that there's a lot of editing. In today's video, we're gonna put together this look. We're gonna talk about the realities of putting together these looks and my biggest insecurity, my forehead lines. Should we get into it? But wait, before we do, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, share, tell your grandma, tell your cousin, your niece, your cat, your dog, your fish. Tell everybody about me so I can quit my daytime job and do what? Be snatched full time. All right, y'all, so the reason that I don't have my foundation on is because I do want to try something new and I want to talk about something important. So I am starting to build a little bit of a following and I'm starting to see people comment things like, your skin is so perfect, and just really complimentary. And don't get me wrong, I love me a compliment. I am a Leo after all. But I do want you guys to see the real deal. What's behind the mask? What's behind the editing, the lighting, all that. I don't want y'all walking around thinking I look snatched full time yet. Okay, so first things first, I want to go ahead and make sure my skin is primed. So I'm using the Fenty Beauty True Matte Pro Filter Mattifying Primer. Before I put on my foundation, I did want to talk about the fact that I have lines on my forehead. Yes, y'all, it's true. The rumors are true. I got lines on my forehead. And they are highly visible, y'all. So if you see here, when I do this, you can definitely see the line just kind of going across, looking like a McDonald's sign. Did somebody say McDonald's? So what happens is when I put on my foundation and I start layering things on, that crease really shows up. So what I want to try to do is I want to try to put a lot less product around the areas where I do have these kind of more deep set lines. So let's see if that's actually gonna help. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and use my Pro Filt'r Soft and Matte Longwear Foundation from Fenty Beauty. I'm just gonna grab one pump. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of try to only add a very light amount as I get more towards the center of my forehead. And I'm also avoiding my under eyes, and I will show you why in a little bit. So far so good, I've got some good coverage going on, and so I'm gonna move on to concealer. And I'm gonna use that to kind of highlight as well. The reason that I avoided the middle of my forehead and my under eyes is because I wanna apply less product. I don't wanna double up. I don't wanna have foundation and then concealer. I just wanna have the concealer. Let's see how this works. This is the first time I'm trying this, so wish me luck, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and grab the Fenty Beauty Concealer in the shade 105. All right, so let's go ahead and blend that in. All right, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and place some in this area. And blend it out. So far, it actually does not look bad at all. It is obviously not as full of a coverage, but honestly, I prefer that over having the really deep set line on my forehead, and I'm feeling it so far. So let's keep doing the look and see how everything goes. I'm gonna go ahead and contour off camera and I'll be right back. All right, y'all, I'm back with my contour. I went ahead and I set my face with some setting powder. So let's move on to our eye look. For today's look, I'm gonna be using one of my favorite palettes, which is the Beauty Bay by NikkieTutorials palette. I'm gonna start with the shade Basic Trut to set a base on my lids. I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. Intense Ink Eyeliner, which is this really nice kind of thick liner marker almost. So I'm gonna start by just kind of building a line upward. Okay. I think this marker is running out of ink. All right, y'all, well, this marker is running out of ink as I am using it. Ain't that cute? Well, R.I.P. Intense Ink Eyeliner. You lasted one lid. So, we gonna move on to our Revlon Colorstay liquid liner and try to finish this liner off with this instead. It is a smaller one, so it's a lot more tedious, but we will get there. So while I'm doing this really tedious liner, I did want to talk to you about something. So the other day I was just scrolling through my Instagram. You know, I'm looking at pictures of people, scrolling on through, and I noticed that basically nobody has pictures with wrinkles on their foreheads. And it made me question myself. I was like, is there something wrong with my forehead wrinkles? And I legit started thinking, I need to get Botox, I need to get this, I need to get that. Mind you, I have nothing against Botox. I have nothing against a little tweak here, a little tweak there, or a lot of tweaks if that's what you want to do. And as a matter of fact, I would absolutely consider Botox and a little tweak here and a little tweak there. But I don't think I'm there quite yet. I'm noticing that all these pictures, nobody has forehead wrinkles, and I'm thinking to myself, like, am I just like the anomaly? Am I one of the only ones? But I honestly think that everybody is just editing out their forehead wrinkles. Now, I'm not trying to be shady, because if a full-on blur edit is your thing, you do you, boo. But I do want to bring up the fact that it does make people feel like they need to reach this standard of perfection. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. At that moment, when I really realized that I was like one of the only ones with a wrinkle foreheads out there, I kind of felt a little bit less than, which I know I shouldn't, and I snapped out of it real quick, y'all, real quick, because I'm not a teenager anymore. Now, if you don't have forehead lines, good for you, but not all of us are blessed with that DNA. I'm gonna dig into my Morphe by James Charles palette, and I'm gonna use the color black to go ahead and just really darken and set the liner, because I want it to look nice and smooth. Fallout alert! There is a bit of fallout, so I'm gonna put some setting powder under my eyes so I can wipe it off later. I'm also just gonna soften the edges of the liner with the same black. Let's wipe this off. And since we're being real, I just want to let y'all know that this liner took about 25 minutes to do. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just build my crease. I'm gonna go ahead and use the shade 5 AM, and I'm going to build a crease. But yeah, y'all, the beauty industry is full of expectations. And it's crazy because I don't consider myself somebody who's super impressionable, but damn, the force is strong, y'all. So after I draw the crease on, I go ahead and just kind of blend it out a little bit. So now we're gonna move on to some color. I'm gonna use the shade MIKAI, and I'm going to apply that just above the crease that we created. I'm just gonna go back in with 5 AM, and I'm going to just darken and deepen this crease. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take my Sephora crayon and white, and I'm gonna go ahead and fill in this area right here. I'm not gonna worry about the liner part right now because I can fix that later. Now I'm gonna go ahead and set that white that we just put down with the color of lime. I'm just really packing that color in there. I'm gonna go ahead and dip back into that black. Just really smooth out. Okay, I am feeling this. I do actually wanna deepen. See y'all, this is the reality, is that when you're doing makeup, you kind of go back and forth. You go between palettes, you go back to the other color, you kind of fix things as you go along. I feel like that's another thing that you don't really see in videos, or that you don't really see people talking about, is the fact that it is a journey, y'all, a journey. With that being said, I do want to go back into the James Charles palette, and I want to grab this kind of deep brown right here. It's a little darker than the brown in the NikkieTutorials palette, and I want the crease to be a little bit darker. So let's see. Yes. You see, now I noticed that there was a little bit of that MIKAI red missing in this corner, so I'm going back in and just putting that in there, going back and forth and back and forth. Now I'm gonna go in with the color Redemption, and I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of build the color on my lower lid. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and buff that in there instead, actually. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take the color MIKAI again. I'm going to just add a little bit of that color here, or a lot of it. Okay, we're doing something else. We're doing something new. I think I need to be extra, and I need to do some glitter. We're gonna use the glitter palooza from ColourPop. And since I don't have glitter glue, I'm gonna go ahead and use my fixing spray. That way I can grab the glitter very easily. And I'm gonna place the glitter on top of the yellow. And we're gonna hope that this doesn't mess everything up. No! Then I want to move on to MIKAI again. Just add a little bit of a red detail here. And that wraps it up for my daytime eye look. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this look off camera and I'll be right back. All right, y'all, I'm back with the finished look. So let me show y'all what it takes. I'm gonna take you guys off of the stand. All right, y'all, you ready for it? And this is where the magic happens, y'all. And then there's the expectation versus the reality. But yeah, y'all, it takes 5 lights, like 4 different apps, and some good jeans to make all of it work. I just wanna remind y'all that nobody is perfect. People have forehead lines, not everybody, but a lot of people do, and it's okay. Thank you so much for watching this video, for watching me put this look together. Don't forget, y'all, we're all just trying, so be nice. All right. This is a mess. I filmed this video like a crazy person. It only took 5 hours to put this look together. Lord.